There she is with all her million shirts in tow.
We can't hear you. Fever season right around the corner.
The crowd was there for a playoff battle, but the moment Caitlin Clark appeared courtside, everything changed.
The Indiana Fever girls, Caitlin Clark, Natasha Howard, all of them came out during the Pacers-Bucks game, the playoff game, to toss out some t-shirts, and everybody loved it.
And I got my friends from the Fever here, Leah, Kelsey, everybody's here. If you want a t-shirt, need you to make some noise.
Caitlin Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey! So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one. This is great news for women's basketball, period.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It wasn't just cheers, it was a roar, an electric shock racing through the arena like a storm had just touched down. Cameras snapped, fans screamed, players paused, all because of a rookie who didn't even pick up a ball.
You're supposed to react to having a star like her. And they made the playoffs. She was Rookie of the Year. She had a great year. Like, this all makes sense. I'm excited for them. The coaching change, I think, is going to be really big.
The league wasn't ready for her last year. They just weren't prepared.
Yeah.
She was prepared.
She's had a full offseason now to rest.
No. She's going to be great. The league just didn't know what to do.
Get the MVP tickets in. Just bet them to win the championship. It's fun. And then you get to watch all her games.
No speech, no game, just her presence. And it was enough to flip the entire night upside down. What Caitlin Clark did at that Pacers game wasn't luck. It was a warning, a glimpse into a future where every court she steps on becomes her stage, every crowd her kingdom. And after what happened tonight, it's clear.
She takes over, she maestros, she controls game after game after game with her passing and her carefully chosen spots to score.
The Caitlin Clark era isn't coming. It's already here. The moment Caitlin Clark appeared in the stands, the Pacers playoff game transformed from a high-stakes NBA showdown into something entirely different, a cultural event. You could feel the shift, the sudden electricity in the air. Players were fighting for their postseason lives on the court.
Give me Caitlin Clark, because this has been box office, y'all. The young guns, the young stars have come to play.
Who's going to be the next face of the NBA? We don't get to decide that. The marketplace decides that. The people have chosen Caitlin Clark. They enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot. Whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not, I don't know what it is. It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing.
And for Caitlin Clark to have the awareness to drive the eyeballs there, you have to give her so much credit.
But every eye in that building kept flickering back to her. Caitlin didn't need to lace up sneakers or call for attention. She was the attention. One glimpse of her courtside in the arena wasn't just alive, it was on fire.
And a lot of people actually did not know that was her for the longest, but that's who that was. Somebody else said Caitlin, Kelsey Mitchell. Somebody said, I love Caitlin. Caitlin Carey Clark. It's almost time for the Fever Show. And that's exactly how I'm feeling, man. It's definitely almost time for the start of the Indiana Fever season, man. Somebody said the gang is all here.
Fans lost it. The cheers weren't casual. They were deafening, raw, filled with the kind of energy you can't fake. Flashbulbs popped across the arena like fireworks, and the Pacers players themselves couldn't ignore it. For a few surreal moments, the playoff battle faded into the background. All anyone could think about was Caitlin Clark. And then came the Fever t-shirt toss. A lighthearted halftime stunt turned into a full-blown Caitlin Clark showcase. While the rest of her Fever teammates tossed shirts with casual smiles, Caitlin turned it into a spectacle.
There she is with all her million shirts in tow.
We can't hear you. Fever season right around the corner.
And
May 3rd, first home preseason.
Competitive to her core, she hyped up every section, launched shirts with purpose, and made every fan feel like catching one wasn't just getting a souvenir, it was being part of a moment in history. She wasn't just tossing shirts, she was commanding the room, the same way she commands a game.
The one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her.
Why her?
Well, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. While Caitlin is fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA, there are women that were worthy of coverage prior to her arriving, and I just will not be silenced when it comes to that.
Crowds roared louder every time she moved. Fans scrambled just to be close to her. It wasn't about the t-shirts anymore. It was about being in Caitlin Clark's orbit, even for a second. The Pacers may have been battling on the hardwood, but in the stands there was no battle. There was only one superstar. And the Fever, they weren't just tossing t-shirts, they were sending a message. This is the future, and the future belongs to Caitlin Clark.
Right, and that's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph Curry.
Before the WNBA season even tips off, before Caitlin even touches the court in a Fever jersey for real, she's already taken over the conversation, already made herself the headline, already redefined what rookie impact looks like. And the scary part for everyone watching, she hasn't even started yet.
So, Pacer fans, you heard them.
Gosh, this was a lit situation in Indiana, man. This clip currently have 72,000 views, bro. 72,000 views, my dude.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
What happened inside that Pacers arena wasn't a fluke. It was a glimpse into a storm that's only gaining strength. And Caitlin Clark is standing at the eye of it. Her impact isn't just about fanfare or viral moments. It's about how she's bending the entire energy of the sport to her will.
If I was the WNBA, I would have considered a separate television package to a network on just Caitlin Clark games. I would have had two packages, the WNBA package, and then a separate, let's say 15 to 18 game Caitlin Clark package for, it could be HBO, it could be Fox, it could be anybody. I would have sold a separate Caitlin Clark package.
Without ever touching the court, she made it clear. The rules are different now. The bar is higher, and she's the one setting it. The Fever's t-shirt toss was supposed to be a cute sideshow, a quick breather between playoff quarters. But Caitlin turned it into a statement. From the moment she grabbed an armful of shirts, her energy shifted the atmosphere.
Right, and that's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph Curry. When I look at Caitlin Clark, fans are tuning in to watch her, and you know who that's helping? Everybody else. It's helping the Asia Wilsons. It's helping everybody else, the Plums, all that.
She didn't just toss them, she owned the crowd. Hype, charisma, raw, competitive fire. It all poured out effortlessly. Every pump of her fist, every shout to the crowd, every wide smile felt bigger, louder, more electric. She made that simple act look like a championship celebration, and the fans responded like they were witnessing a finals Game 7. And it wasn't just inside the building. The second Caitlin's appearance hit social media, it detonated. Videos flooded timelines. Clips of her hyping the crowd, teasing fans with fake-out passes, laughing and joking as naturally as breathing. Thousands of comments, tens of thousands of shares. Sports outlets scrambled to post about her before their competitors could catch up. In a game night meant for NBA headlines, it was Caitlin Clark's name that trended highest.
The WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
There is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
There's something almost magnetic about her presence. It's that rare, intangible that you can't manufacture. You either have it or you don't. And Caitlin has it in spades. She's got Steph Curry's shooting swagger, Kobe Bryant's silent confidence, and a raw authenticity that today's polished, media-trained stars just can't fake. She doesn't need a marketing campaign or a prepackaged narrative. The world gravitates toward her naturally, like it's inevitable. Even more remarkable is how she carries it all. No arrogance, no ego, just a relentless focus on the moment.
There's so many players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlin Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
She hypes fans not for cameras, but because she genuinely feeds off their energy. She smiles because she's actually having fun. She interacts with fans like she sees them, not as props, but as part of her journey. That connection is real, and it's powerful. And maybe that's what's making the old guard so nervous. Caitlin didn't wait her turn. She didn't ask permission to change the game. She just showed up, turned arenas into sellouts, turned casual fans into diehards, and turned a simple night at a Pacers game into a national event. The Pacers players battled for a win, but Caitlin Clark, without a jersey, without a ball, walked in and stole the night. And if this is what she can do with a handful of t-shirts, imagine what she's about to do once she's officially unleashed. What happened next wasn't just excitement, it was dominance, pure and simple. As the Fever players rallied around Caitlin Clark, tossing shirts and hyping the crowd, something became crystal clear to everyone watching. This wasn't just a new star rising. This was a generational shift happening in real time. Caitlin wasn't blending into the moment. She was the moment, effortlessly elevating everyone around her, even in something as simple as a halftime promotion.
What Caitlin Clark does is kind of simple, really. She shows up at games, she signs autographs, she talks to little girls wearing jerseys, she smiles to the crowd, and then here's the most important thing. She competes like a maniac. I mean like a maniac.
Caitlin Clark may not win titles, but the fact that she's doing what she's doing and at a very high level, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Fans weren't chanting for the Pacers. They were screaming for Caitlin. Every move she made, the playful fake-outs, the fired-up throws into the stands, the bursts of laughter with the crowd, pulled the entire building deeper under her spell. And the Fever girls knew it. They fed off her energy, surrounding her like satellites orbiting a blazing sun. This wasn't about one player being popular. It was about Caitlin's gravitational pull becoming the Fever's greatest weapon before the season even began. By the time the Pacers game ended, something bigger had happened. The Fever had stolen the night without ever stepping on the court.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlin Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now.
I remember when the WNBA started. I was thrilled. I was a fan. I couldn't believe it was an opportunity for me, a 5'2", 97-pound girl, to go play professional basketball. That wasn't going to happen for me. But the idea that it existed was special to me. And now she's offering that to not just little girls, but little boys as well. She's spread the fan base. So
Caitlin Clark turned a casual promotional appearance into a preview, a raw glimpse of the tidal wave about to crash over the WNBA. She didn't just elevate herself. She elevated her entire team, her brand, her league. That's not hype. That's power. And outside the arena, it was even louder. Clips of Caitlin lit up social media in minutes, racking up hundreds of thousands of views. Fans who barely knew the Fever existed 6 months ago were suddenly planning road trips just to see her play. ESPN, Bleacher Report, local news, every outlet was scrambling to cover the explosion. And behind it all was the simple, undeniable truth. When Caitlin shows up, everything changes. It wasn't just her energy or her shooting or her confidence. It was her presence, that rare, unteachable gift that turns players into legends. Every smile she cracked, every shirt she launched, every moment she shared with the crowd sent a ripple through the sports world that hasn't stopped growing. She's not just building a fan base, she's building a movement.
Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this. Nah, I ain't gonna let it slide.
I think that experiencing it, I love Caitlin Clark fans, but Caitlin Clark fans is different. They like C-Square, shout out to the gang, like different. They are very passionate people and like they gonna ride or die. Like
listen, Caitlin Clark is a god to her friends. She does no wrong. Do not play. Do not play with her fans.
Let's just say C-Square, I'm happy I'm on the right end of it.
We on the right end of the stick,
man,
baby, because they
hate to be.
Listen,
because
they love us right now. But if we go right and left, it's over for us.
Caitlin Clark fans, I love you back. I promise. Please stop. Like her fans, but like the one thing I would say about Caitlin Clark fans that I can't appreciate, they'll go anywhere she go.
Oh, they gonna travel. She gonna travel.
And
right there. Right there
I just
with
think
her.
like it's super dope though because it's like they would literally go anywhere she go, and so she's built that kind of platform. It's like, damn, that's lit.
The association, they gave us a gym that I paid for, not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the fucking full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, 2 fucking legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
She can shoot the shit out the ball.
She's a great shooter.
And she's one of those workout people, you know, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where if you know as a gym rat, you guys know, like, damn, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
And what makes it even scarier for the competition? Caitlin Clark is still evolving. Fans who saw her that night noticed it immediately. Stronger frame, sharper instincts, a growing confidence that's almost overwhelming. She's not the college kid anymore. She's turning into a weapon built for the pros, and every WNBA veteran, every analyst, every critic who doubted her is about to find out what happens when you try to slow down a runaway train. The Fever's season hasn't even started yet, but the Caitlin Clark era is already swallowing the spotlight.
Monica has figured out a way to make the WNBA relevant and profitable long term. The lady from the BBC, she seems to be asking Monica McDougal how the WNBA can maintain their momentum from last season. There's an easy answer to that question. More than likely, they can't.
Two things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling, and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her. Little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons.
Where are these Angel Reese fans? When I see Chicago Bravado games on TV, the only things I see are missed layups and empty seats.
And after what she did at that Pacers game, one thing is clear. You can't teach what Caitlin Clark has. You can only stand back and watch history happen. Caitlin Clark didn't need a ball, a jersey, or a single second of game time to take over the night. All it took was her presence, raw, fearless, magnetic, and an entire playoff crowd forgot everything else.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game.
The Pacers fought for survival on the court, but Caitlin stole the soul of the arena without even trying. She didn't just stun Indiana, she sent a message to the entire sports world. She's not coming to fit in, she's coming to take over. Every step she takes, every arena she walks into, every moment she owns, it's all building into something unstoppable. The Fever aren't just playing for respect this season. They're riding a tidal wave that Caitlin Clark is creating by simply being herself. The cameras can't look away. The fans can't get enough. And the league? It's about to realize that Caitlin Clark isn't just a once-in-a-generation player. She's a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. If she can steal the spotlight without ever touching the floor, just imagine what's coming next. The Caitlin Clark era has begun, and it's already bigger, louder, and more unstoppable than anyone dared to imagine.